Do you ever feel like your self-doubt and your negative thinking are holding you back from pursuing your dreams? I'm not even gonna say dreams, but just your goals and your desires in this life. What if I told you that just taking that one action could actually start a chain reaction of self-empowerment and lead you to the fulfillment of your goals? In this video, I'll share about the power of action and how it can transform your mindset and your life for the better, of course. Welcome to Conscious Matters. I'm Melissa. On this channel, I talk about conscious living through empowerment and holistic wellness, especially mindfulness. Negative thinking and self-doubt can be real drags and can deeply hinder our growth. Here in this video, let's go through a few different steps in order to use that power of action and to overcome our self-limiting beliefs, self-limitations, fed by our self-doubt and negative thinking. First thing first, as always, self-awareness. It all starts with recognizing and acknowledging your negative self-talk. What is it trying to tell you? Is it trying to protect you from something? Is it trying to keep you in that familiarity of your circumstances? Or is it just fear? In either case, just recognize and remember that it's just a thought. It's just that. It doesn't define you and it doesn't make up your reality. Once you understand it, you have the power to reframe that thought, to see how you can align it to your vision, align it to your heart desires. I made several different videos about negative thinking, self-doubts, self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, and breaking bad habits, and I'm pretty sure other videos in that realm. So if you want to get deeper into these subjects, go check them out. The links will be in the description. So once it's acknowledged and recognized, as I was saying, you have the power to reframe that thought. In other words, instead of focusing on your limitations and what you cannot do, focus on what you can do. It sounds very general, very plain, very simple, but it is actually the way to take small steps towards your goal. We tend to focus on the negative, the impossibility, instead of thinking of the possibility, of seeing the possibility of things. We tend to have that scarcity mindset that shrinks our vision and doesn't allow us to see all of the opportunities that are around us and how we can even create our own opportunities and possibilities and solutions. So of course, not leaning towards toxic positivity, because that is not gonna help anyone, especially you, but sometimes you need to push yourself toward that positivity, towards believing in the impossible until you actually start believing in it for real. It helps pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone, out of the familiarity, out of thinking of ourselves in a certain way, which is most of the time a way that is smaller than our potential. Except if you have like a huge ego, then you have the opposite problem. But I guess if you're watching that video, it means that you are struggling with trusting yourself, with going with your gut and taking that step, no matter what other people's gonna say about you or how they're gonna judge you or how you even gonna judge yourself. So once you start shifting your mindset from negative to positive, because you know which thoughts are holding you back, and shifting them and transmuting them and focusing on the can instead of the cannot, this is your actual first step. I mean, after self-awareness, but is your actual first step to start taking very small actions every single day towards your goal. Even if they seem insignificant at first, even if it's the smallest action, make sure that you take it, because little by little, you will prove to yourself, oh, I can do that. I can do that. I thought that I couldn't, and my mind was telling me that it was impossible, but look what I did. So now you have a tangible proof that you are capable, and that pushes you to believe more in yourself, to try a little bit more, and little by little, when you look back, you will see the leap that you have made. Remember that action leads to confidence. The more you do, the more you believe in yourself and in your abilities. Honestly, I believe that self-confidence is not necessarily a personality trait. It's something that you can acquire. It's a skill. It's the more that you practice, the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you dare being vulnerable, the more that you jump into the arena, do your thing despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the negative thinking and what your mind is trying to feed you with, the false scenario that the mind is trying to feed you with. Little by little, you will prove to yourself that that was a false narrative, that you now have the choice the conscious choice of not following anymore and create a whole new narrative for yourself. So I guess the formula is very simple. It's only 3 steps. Self-awareness, transcending your self-limitation by shifting your mindset from negative to positive as much as possible, by digging into yourself. Mindfulness is great for that, once again. And then taking small but consistent action until you build enough proof to show to yourself that you are capable, that you can trust yourself, that you can trust your abilities. And that's how self-confidence is built afterwards. So yes, the formula is simple, huge air quotes, but doing every single step is extremely hard, because that negative mindset, these self-doubts, have been simmering inside of you for the longest time, for years, for decades. So it's extremely hard to detach yourself from that, but not impossible. See? Positive. It takes courage, it takes resiliency, it takes huge commitment to yourself. Because let's not forget that throughout this whole process, it's gonna be a lot of failures. And that can sap your mentality. That can sap all of the efforts that you made, and you realize, oh, all of that for that result, for that failure, it was not worth it. But it is worth it. You've got to embrace failure as part of the process. Because failure is absolutely not the end of the road, but a learning opportunity that helps you grow and improve. It sounds extremely cheesy. Yes, I agree 100%. However, it's the truth. How are you going to learn if you didn't fail? Or if you don't fail? How are you going to improve yourself if you didn't try in the first place? How are you going to become an expert if you weren't a beginner? It takes time. The whole process of life is about trial and errors. So embrace failure. I wish my younger self knew that, because I had the biggest fear of failure, and I guess success too, but that's another story. But failure to me was as if it was the end of my life. Not to be overly dramatic, but honestly, I couldn't deal with failure. I used to beat myself down so badly just because despite all of my efforts, I didn't reach the goal that I set for myself. I mean, I guess that's what happens when your personality is a little bit more like go-getter, and you've been taught all of your life also that if you work hard, if you make a lot of efforts, if you stay focused, you will reach your goal no matter what. But this is not true. This is not true. And that's how negative thinking, I guess, is being built, because people tell you that, your conditioning is teaching you that. But when you did all of that work, you've been a good girl or a good boy, and you followed all of the steps as you were supposed to, and you don't reach your goal, it seems like you start blaming yourself instead of blaming the whole conditioning and the way that it was actually a lie, because there's so many external elements that influences if you're going to reach your goal or not. And most importantly, your mindset as well. So hard work helps so much to achieve so many things in life, but it's not everything. It's not the only component of your success. And when you don't know that, you beat yourself up and you start having these negative and self-deprecating thoughts about yourself, which hinder your growth, but also holds you back from trying again something else, or even the same thing, but holds you back from giving yourself another chance. When actually life is a whole experiment. It's a huge playground. Crazy coming from me, but I realized that life is a huge playground. It's a place to experiment and experience life and try new things and see what is more aligned with you and what is not, and not limiting yourself by putting yourself in one box, or in I achieved that goal and if I don't, then I'm nothing, and trying to really separate your being from your doing, like truly to do, because it's important. You need that action to keep you pushing yourself forward in life, but remind yourself that that action is the result of your mindset, of your being, and not the other way around. You influence your action. The result of your action should not influence who you are at the core. That was a little tangent, but it's so important to really make the difference between who you are and what you do, because that will limit so much your negative thinking, that will limit so much your self-doubt, that would limit even your imposter syndrome or your self-sabotaging tendencies. Once again, it's hard. It's difficult. It's difficult to not let our inner critic take over us, Because for years and decades, we have been letting that inner critic lead our choices, lead the way that we see ourselves. We base our self-worth on external elements, external people, external situations all the time. And that strips us away from our power. And when we are deprived from our power, we deprive for our own agency, that's when we start being stagnant and not taking action anymore and not believing in ourselves anymore. So yes, it's hard, but it's possible. When we do the 3 steps that I said before, self-awareness, transmuting our thoughts from negative to positive. If you have a huge goal, break it down. Small chunks, small consistent action every single day. And throughout the journey of doing that, embrace your failures, as I said before, but also surround yourself with positive people, people who uplift you, people who encourage you, people who support you throughout your journey. And if you don't have that, it's okay. It's okay. You have internet. You have internet. There's so many incredible, inspiring people out there that you can just channel their energy in a way, their confidence, the way that they conduct themselves, and the way that they're so committed to themselves and to the craft and to their passion. Try to embody that as well for your own. That will not only inspire you to take action, but also inspire you and push you to believe in yourself, to keep on taking action every single day, even when the journey towards that is not the easiest. Remember to celebrate your successes, even the smallest one. I don't care if it's just like you managed to get up out of bed this morning when you've been struggling to follow your schedule for weeks. Celebrate that. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like it's nothing, but that will put you in the mood and in the mindset to keep on pushing forward. We always want to be and get to the end goal right away. We have issues with patience in this society. I have a whole video also about patience and how to cultivate it to reach success, but that's not the topic. What I was trying to say is we always want to get to the end goal very quick, very fast. We're supposed to figure everything right away, the most perfect way possible, and be an overnight success. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Overnight successes most of the time is like decades of work behind the scenes. So let's not get ourselves fooled by the non-reality of what is shown to us through media, through TV, through social media, through the internet, so on and so forth. Let's accept our own path and go at our own pace and celebrate our successes, the smallest one, as I said before, but also to recognize and appreciate your progress and the effort, or even efforts, plural, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of efforts that you put in. And remind yourself that you're not alone. We are all in the same boat. Some people are more open about it, more vulnerable about it, and others are playing the game of acting as if everything is so swift and fast and easy. And other people, because they put decades and years, or at least a lot of time into the craft, they make it look easy when it's actually a lot of work behind the scenes. Either way, we are many struggling with self-doubt, negative thinking, self-sabotage, and imposter syndrome. We have so many, it's ridiculous. But you have the power to change your mindset and take action toward your dreams and goals. You can do it. Give yourself a chance to actually prove to yourself that you can do it. Don't give up on yourself and try. One step at a time, you will get there. No matter how long it's gonna take, you're gonna get there. Just be consistent about it. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Embrace all of your flaws into the process. Embrace that every day is not gonna be 100%. It's not gonna be all great. I'm gonna take action that succeeds every day. But if you manage to keep on going by taking small consistent action every day, no matter how difficult it is, it's the key to breaking free from your own self-limitation, from your negative thinking, from your imposter syndrome, from your reliance on external validation. By starting small and gradually, little by little, you will build momentum. You can develop a sense of self-confidence and self-belief that can propel you toward achieving your goals. Once again, it's by taking small steps with a positive mindset, embracing your failures, celebrating your successes, surrounding yourself with inspiring and uplifting people, or even resources. It can even be books or documentaries movies or talks or whatever, but making sure that you're feeding yourself with good vibes. No, but seriously, like feeding yourself with content and resources and environments and people that will help you in your process of creating a more positive mindset, that will push you to take that action, that empowers you gradually to live the life that you want, the life that you desire. So next time that you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, remember that taking action, no matter how small it is, can make a huge difference. So keep pushing forward. You'll be amazed at what you are capable of. You will be amazed. You will be like, who is that? Is it me? I'm doing that? So go, try your luck, try a chance. You deserve that. And if you're not gonna do it, nobody's gonna do that for you. So better try and fail than feeling stuck and overwhelmed and stagnant because you're listening to a voice that was fed by negative experiences, which were just that, experiences. They don't define you. Once again, it's a hard battle fighting with our inner critic. However, it's one that we can win. Probably not every day, let's be honest, but it's possible. If you want to know more about how to fight your inner critic, you can check out Conscious Matters educational portal for all things wellness, mindset, and mindfulness at www.consciousmatters.co for Conscious Community Collective. So share in the comments, which action are you going to take to start getting yourself toward that goal that you desire the most? You can start today, even the smallest one. Start today. Don't put it for tomorrow. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay true. Keep showing up for yourself and let your soul lead the way.